Let me ask you something. Not out loud, but quietly. The kind of question that lands softly in your chest before it ever reaches your mind. What's the point of having everything if inside you still feel nothing? What's the value of endlessly chasing more money, higher status, and flashier titles, if the cost is your joy, your peace, your relationships, and ultimately your true self? Hey everyone, I'm Bix, and welcome back to Bix Book Summary. Today, we're stepping into a book that doesn't demand you hustle harder. Instead, it quietly whispers something deeper, more profound. The Wealth Money Can't Buy by Robin Sharma is all about discovering the 8 hidden habits that shape a life rich not in bank balances, but in genuine meaning. Rich in mornings you wake up excited for, rich in relationships that replenish rather than exhaust, and rich in moments when you look in the mirror and feel deeply fulfilled. Robin Sharma, celebrated author of The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, has spent decades coaching billionaires, top CEOs, legendary athletes, and brilliant artists. But this particular book? It's written for those who are finished with the small game. It's for anyone who's done confusing their net worth with their self-worth. It's for anyone ready to exchange anxiety, exhaustion, and empty accomplishments for clarity, calm, and a vibrant sense of being alive. Because, let's face it, we've been programmed to chase the wrong kind of wealth. Society tells us success is about what we can show off to the world, the tangible markers of achievement. But Sharma teaches us that real success isn't about what you display, it's about how you genuinely feel. In this video, we're diving deep into the hidden habits that unlock that inner abundance. The habits that reclaim your energy, sharpen your focus, realign you with your core values, and give you back the precious gift of time. These are the habits that reconnect you with who you truly are, even when the world seems to have forgotten. So if you've ever found yourself ticking off all the boxes society laid out for you yet still feeling empty, if you've ever experienced that quiet ache of wondering, is this really all there is? Then you're exactly where you need to be right now. This journey is about redefining success on your own terms, on a deeper, more fulfilling level. Ready to explore the wealth that money can never buy? Let's begin. The first habit the author shares might sound surprisingly simple. So simple, in fact, most people overlook just how powerful it truly is. Protect your mindset at all costs. Because here's a powerful truth. No matter how gifted, connected, or resourceful you are, if your mind is cluttered with distractions, worries, and negativity, you'll unknowingly sabotage everything you're striving for. Imagine your mindset as the soil beneath your feet. Your achievements, relationship, and habits, they're all rooted in this soil. If it's fertile and healthy, everything flourishes. But if it's contaminated and toxic, slowly everything decays from within, even if on the surface things appear just fine. Robin Sharma highlights an invisible battle most of us don't even realize we're fighting. A battle against negativity, comparison, and mental junk food. And often, it doesn't come loudly, it creeps in silently. It's the mindless scrolling first thing in the morning, the subtle complaints we allow ourselves to entertain, or the whispers in our minds telling us you're behind, or you're just not enough. Unchecked, these small, seemingly harmless influences shape our entire reality. They subtly lower our standards, diminish our dreams, and dull our sharpest edges. This is why protecting your mindset is foundational. Not merely as self-improvement, but as genuine self-defense. Sharma emphasizes, guard your input as though your life depends on it, because in truth, it does. That means distancing yourself from toxic influences, yes, but it goes far deeper. It means consciously choosing what you let into your mind, how you speak to yourself, and what narratives you repeat internally. It's about selecting stillness over constant stimulation, silence over noise, wisdom over popularity. Gradually, you stop merely reacting to every little distraction and start responding intentionally from the wisdom of your future self. This doesn't mean isolating yourself or living disconnected from reality. It means cultivating an inner world that's so clear, so resilient, and so deeply rooted in truth that the chaos and noise of the outside world can't shake your peace. Because the reality is, we don't rise to the heights of our dreams. We fall to the level of our mindset. A genuinely rich life, one filled with meaning, joy, and fulfillment, begins within your mind. It's shaped by the beliefs you nurture and built by small intentional choices you make each day to nourish your mind, not simply feed its cravings. So if peace is your goal, deliberately feed your mind peace. If you desire abundance, train yourself to stop dwelling on lack. If clarity is what you seek, cut out anything that clouds your vision. These daily choices might seem mundane, but this is where the real work happens. Quietly, consistently, laying a foundation that's unshakable, not just once, but every single day. Up ahead, we'll explore another powerful habit, the one that anchors your day and provides unwavering clarity amidst the chaos, creating a deliberate morning routine that safeguards your time, your focus, and your inner strength. The second habit the author introduces isn't flashy. It doesn't demand attention or applause. Instead, it slips gently into your consciousness, like those first rays of sunlight softly streaming through your window before the world outside even begins to stir. In a world that constantly moves faster and demands more, your early morning hours are often the only moments that remain untouched. Yours alone. Before your inbox fills up, before your mind starts replaying yesterday's scripts, before distractions pull you into the day's chaos, that brief, quiet space is genuinely sacred. Sharma reminds us that most people unknowingly surrender their entire day in the first few minutes. They wake up startled by their alarms, immediately reach for their phones, and dive headfirst into an overwhelming wave of notifications, news headlines, and comparisons. Within seconds, their nervous systems are hijacked, their peace shattered before their feet even touch the floor. From that moment, they're no longer living. They're simply reacting. But here's the beautiful thing. It doesn't have to be like this. There's real power in consciously meeting the morning. It's about stepping into your day deliberately, rather than being dragged through it unwillingly. Those quiet moments when you pour your first glass of water and savor a deep breath. When you write in your journal, not to impress anyone, but to reconnect with yourself. When you sit in silence, not because you're striving for meditation mastery, but simply because you know your soul craves stillness. This is what Sharma beautifully calls your victory hour, not because it signals a tangible achievement, but because it's the moment you've chosen yourself. It's the quiet declaration that today, your day begins with intention rather than chaos. It's reclaiming the single part of your life that nobody can take from you unless you willingly give it away. The profound truth is that the way you spend the first hour of your day sets the tone for everything else. It signals to your mind, your body, and your spirit the rhythm you intend to keep. Start your day with clarity, and clarity follows you into each task. Start with groundedness, and that calm resilience infuses every meeting, every interaction, every decision. But this morning habit isn't about the relentless hustle or rigid routines prescribed by productivity gurus. It's not about forcing yourself awake at 4 a.m. to tick another box. Instead, it's about finding your rhythm, the one that makes you feel most authentic. The version of you that isn't rushed, anxious, or perpetually behind. The quiet, powerful version of you who moves gently and intentionally through life. Because when you begin your day from a place of peace, the rest of the world feels less chaotic. When you start aligned with yourself, distractions lose their grip. And when you prioritize yourself first thing, you avoid losing yourself before the day truly starts. So ask yourself this simple but powerful question. How do you want to begin again tomorrow? Every sunrise offers you a fresh, blank canvas. You can either let the world scribble across it with demands and distractions, or you can pick up your brush and intentionally paint the life you truly desire. Ahead in this video, we'll keep building this richer vision of life, exploring one of the most underrated forms of wealth there is, your energy. We'll uncover how to protect it, renew it, and expand it, so your days aren't merely survived, they're deeply and vibrantly lived. We live in a world that worships speed, rewards endless doing, and idolizes being busy. But somewhere beneath all that noise, the author gently reminds us of something we've long forgotten. Energy is your true currency. And we're not just talking about physical energy here, but mental, emotional, and spiritual energy as well. It's about the clarity of your thoughts, the softness and ease you feel in your body, the genuine light in your eyes when you walk into a room. This habit is about fiercely protecting your life force as if your life truly depends on it. Because in truth, it does. Robin Sharma explains that most people are attempting to build extraordinary lives from a place of energy bankruptcy. They pour everything they have into work, into other people's needs, into constant notifications and half-finished tasks, and then wonder why nothing truly satisfies. Why joy feels fleeting. Why even the biggest successes seem to lack flavor when they finally arrive. But when your energy is depleted, even the best moments of your life can feel burdensome. On the other hand, when your energy is abundant, even the simplest moments can feel miraculous. This is exactly why mastering your energy, protecting it, nurturing it, and restoring it is crucial. It's not about transforming yourself into a superhuman who never tires. Instead, it's about carefully identifying and sealing the subtle leaks that quietly drain your vitality. Because energy leaks aren't always obvious or dramatic. Sometimes it's the conversation where you didn't hold your boundaries. Sometimes it's saying yes when every part of you is silently screaming no. Sometimes it's that low-level anxiety humming in the background, quietly exhausting you as you try to keep everyone happy, or run from your own self-doubt, or become everything to everyone, except yourself. Sharma makes it clear, managing your time isn't enough. You must actively manage your vitality. You must notice what truly nourishes you, acknowledge what drains you, and bravely question the things you've accepted as normal, but actually need to reconsider. This habit might lead you to rest more, not out of laziness, but out of genuine self-respect and self-love. It might mean choosing foods that leave you clear-headed instead of sluggish. It might mean unfollowing social media accounts that spike anxiety or comparison. It might mean deliberately crafting pockets of your day where nothing happens, except your presence, your breath, your quiet awareness. It's about consciously noticing what genuinely brings you alive, and intentionally adding more of that into your days. It's equally about recognizing what dulls your spirit and courageously letting it go. Because your energy isn't simply about productivity, it's about your ability to deeply and fully feel your life as you are living it. And this is precisely the kind of wealth that no amount of money can ever buy. So pause for a moment and quietly ask yourself, what's draining me right now that I've been pretending is fine? And what would it truly look like to choose renewal instead of burnout? Ahead, we'll dive deeper and explore how real, grounded generosity becomes a powerful source of wealth, not just for others, but for yourself. It's not the kind of giving that empties you, but the kind that genuinely fills you up, even as it overflows into the lives around you. Generosity. It's a word that's become twisted, diluted, and worn thin from overuse. We often hear it and immediately think of obligation, of sacrifice, of giving until it hurts, of emptying ourselves to somehow prove that we're good, kind, or worthy enough. But the author gently guides us back to something deeper, purer, quieter. Real generosity doesn't flow from lack, it emerges from fullness. It's not about giving because you're supposed to or expected to. It's about giving because your heart is so abundant, your spirit so filled, that sharing feels natural, effortless, joyful. You don't pour from an empty cup. Instead, you nurture yourself, filling your own cup first. And when it overflows, you share the overflow with the world. Not from depletion, but from genuine wholeness. Not from guilt, but from joy. Robin Sharma invites us to rethink generosity, not as a burdensome duty, but as a beautiful way of being, a quiet habit of the heart, a daily intention to make the world around us softer, even in the smallest, most unseen ways. Generosity doesn't always require grand gestures or loud announcements. Sometimes it's simply offering a smile freely, without hesitation. Sometimes it's choosing to slow down, offering genuine presence in a moment when rushing would be easier. Sometimes it's a thoughtful word, effortless for you, yet transformative for someone else. Sometimes it's listening. Truly listening without waiting impatiently for your chance to speak. True generosity never drains you, it expands you. Because every time you give from a place of authentic love, you remind yourself that you have something meaningful to give. You remind yourself that you're not empty, but abundantly alive. You reconnect to a fundamental truth, that life moves through you, not just toward you. And this form of generosity, this quiet wealth, is something no bank balance could ever capture. The author gently reminds us that generosity isn't solely for others, it's for you. Because each genuine act of giving stretches your heart, cracking open the shells of fear, smallness, and isolation, reconnecting you to the truth. Abundance isn't about accumulation, it's about circulation. It's not measured by how much you have, but by how freely and sincerely you share. But here's the critical key. You must give from the right place. Not to receive validation, not to feel superior, not from guilt or expectation, but simply because it feels deeply true, authentic, and aligned. When you give in this way, life inevitably flows back to you, not because you asked for anything in return, but because you've aligned yourself with a universal rhythm of exchange. So take a gentle pause and ask yourself softly, where in my life have I been giving from emptiness and mistakenly calling it love? And how would it feel to give only what's real, only what's genuine, only what naturally overflows? Because when you learn to give from that abundant place, you don't end up feeling drained. You feel genuinely rich. Up ahead, we'll journey even deeper into another form of wealth, one anchored in purpose and meaning. We'll explore why your calling isn't something you need to desperately search for. It's something you quietly remember. And we'll discover why aligning your life with this calling could be one of the most generous acts you'll ever perform. We grow up believing our purpose is something we have to find, something hidden out there in the world, like a map waiting to be uncovered. We search for it in jobs, degrees, and the countless roles we wear like costumes. And when we don't instantly feel it, we panic, we doubt ourselves, thinking we've missed something vital or gotten lost along the way. But the author gently guides us back toward a truth that's quieter and softer. Purpose isn't something you discover out there, it's something you return to within yourself. It isn't hiding externally. It lives deep inside you, beneath all the noise, beneath the layers of fear, beneath the person you tried to become because others expected it from you. Purpose doesn't shout loudly. It whispers softly, persistently. It's that feeling of complete authenticity, the thing that feels most you, even when it seems inconvenient or impractical. It's the spark that lights you up, even when nobody else is watching. It's the work you can't help but do, the message you feel compelled to share, the voice within you quietly affirming, this is exactly why I'm here. Robin Sharma gently reminds us that building a genuinely rich life isn't about chasing more money, applause, or validation. True wealth comes from alignment, from living deeply in sync with your soul, waking up each day not asking yourself, what should I do to impress others, but rather, what do I know deep down that I am here to bring into the world? And here's something powerful and surprising. Your purpose doesn't always feel easy. In fact, it often feels deeply uncomfortable, even terrifying. Because it requires vulnerability. It asks you to step out of hiding. It challenges you to let go of the familiar safety of who you've been, to become who you've always been deep inside. Living your purpose isn't about massive platforms, grand gestures, or dramatic changes. It's about the quiet yet courageous choices you make every single day. Choices that whisper, I'm willing to align myself with my truth today, even if it's imperfect, even if no one else understands, even if my voice trembles. Because there's a unique kind of peace that only emerges when you know you're no longer betraying yourself, when you're finally living authentically. That peace is real wealth. It's genuine freedom. It's a kind of success the world may never fully recognize, but you feel deeply in your heart, especially in those quiet moments at night when you exhale and know you lived honestly. So ask yourself gently, not as another pressure-filled task, but as a gentle remembering. What do I already know I am here to offer the world? What am I naturally drawn to express, create, build, or share? Because your purpose isn't something you have to desperately figure out. It's something you simply need to trust and lean into. And up ahead, we'll tie all these threads together. We'll conclude with the gentle reminder that your richest life isn't built in some distant future. It's constructed daily, moment by moment, through how you quietly, authentically show up, especially when nobody else is watching. So here we are, not at the end of a summary, but at the beginning of a new definition. Because after all the noise, all the relentless chasing, after all the old definitions of success that left us drained rather than fulfilled, we finally arrive at something quieter, something truer. We arrive at a softer place, a place where real wealth isn't measured by how much you own, but by how fully you experience life. by how clearly your mind feels, by how deeply your heart beats, by how often you gently return to yourself, even as the world tries so hard to pull you away. This book isn't about transforming into someone new. It's about remembering what's always been true within you, that your richest life isn't something you find externally, it's something you build internally, in your mornings, in your energy, in your intentional presence, in the courage to give only from your overflow, in the grace to let go of chasing and embrace allowing, in the quiet yet powerful decision to align your days with what you truly value rather than what the world tells you matters. Robin Sharma doesn't give us a magic formula or a quick fix solution. Instead, he gently invites us back home to these 8 habits, rituals and anchors, daily reminders of who you are here to become and what it truly means to live a life of meaning and joy. So the real question isn't how much have I achieved? Instead, it's how alive do I genuinely feel? How clear is my mind today? How calm and open is my heart right now? How aligned are my choices with the life I deeply desire? Because the true wealth, the kind that money can never purchase, is waking up every morning knowing that you're not lost, not behind, not broken, just becoming. And if this book helped you reconnect to that truth, if it reminded you of the quiet power already inside you, then perhaps that's worth more than anything a bank balance could ever reflect. If this message resonated deeply with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Bix Book Summary, and share with me below. What's one piece of true wealth you're committed to nurturing from the inside out? If you want to explore more deeply, the link to Robin Sharma's beautiful book is waiting for you in the description. Trust me, it's not just a book worth reading, it's a philosophy worth living. Until next time, I'm Bix. Stay aligned, stay anchored, and always, always remember, you are already enough.